Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Hollyoaks has confirmed dramatic birth scenes for Leela Lomax, as her husband Joel Dexter searches for his ex, Cleo McQueen. Cleo is currently being held captive by her abusive partner Abe, while her family and friends believe that she is traveling in Bali. But this week, Abe's dark secret threatens to be exposed when it is revealed that Cleo's pass was used in the hospital, and there are rumors that she might have returned to the village. Best streaming services. In scenes that will air next week, Abe is on edge and feels under pressure that Joel is attempting to get in touch with Cleo. Cleo suggests it might be time for her to make her return so they can be together on the outside. But Abe shuts this down by saying the village still haven't forgiven her for his mum Marie's death, even though she is very much alive. Meanwhile, heavily pregnant Leela is nervous about her hospital induction the next day, and she is reassured by Joel. Leela discusses unrequited love, which resonates with another village resident. Hollyoaks star Danny Mac speaks out on Dodger Savage return. Joel receives a voicemail from Cleo who tells him to leave her alone, and Leela is furious to find out that Joel has been trying to contact his ex. Later, Leela's waters break before she can be induced, and with Joel unaware that she has gone into labor, Abe goes in the ambulance with her. With Cleo left alone in the flat, she decides to walk around the living room, and as Joel is leaving Price Slice, he thinks he can hear her singing upstairs. Hollyoaks Stephanie Davis shares health update after hospital dash amid pregnancy. As Leela's labor progresses, she is in pain and is panicking that something might go wrong. But Joel ignores her call, as he is busy in his quest to find Cleo. Leela isn't happy that Joel has abandoned her for Cleo, but Amy assures her that this isn't the case, as Cleo is still hundreds of miles away in Bali. She soon gets good news when the midwife shows her that the baby has a strong heartbeat, and the labor is progressing normally, but she is still without her husband. Hollyoaks Georgie Porter teases returns in Theresa exit story. Joel eventually races to Leela's side, but he ends up arriving after their daughter is born, with Leela forced to have Abe as her birthing partner during the labor. The Lomaxes gather by Leela's bedside in touching scenes, but later Leela is emotional and can't stop crying. She tells Joel that she is just overwhelmed, but is she hiding something? Leela Lomax is in for the surprise of her life when her pregnancy takes a dramatic turn, leaving her and those closest to her facing life-altering decisions. As Leela's struggles unfold, Joel Dexter finds himself on an intense mission of his own, to track down Cleo McQueen, who seems to have vanished without a trace. The calm before the storm. The story begins with Leela, whose pregnancy has been relatively smooth, at least physically. But under the surface, she's been carrying the weight of immense personal struggles, including fears of repeating her past mistakes, and wondering if she'll be able to give her child the life they deserve. Leela's resolve remains steadfast, though her quiet, lingering fears occasionally find a way to the surface in tender moments with her friends and family. Meanwhile, Joel, still reeling from his breakup with Cleo, is trying to keep his focus on positive changes in his life. He's thrown himself into his pastoral work at the church, hoping to find solace in helping others. However, even as he buries himself in the demands of his new life, thoughts of Cleo persist. He's certain that something's not right. Cleo has gone silent on social media and hasn't returned any calls or messages. Friends assure him that she just needs time, but Joel's gut tells him that Cleo is in trouble. A complicated birth begins. As Leela approaches her due date, she prepares herself as best she can, hoping the birth will be as peaceful as possible. But when the day arrives, complications arise that nobody anticipated. With a mixture of shock and terror, Leela is rushed to the hospital after experiencing intense pains that aren't part of a typical labor. Stay, her supportive brother, is by her side, holding her hand through every contraction. Leela is racked with fear as doctors run test after test, their faces growing more concerned by the minute. She hears medical terms she doesn't understand: fetal distress, placental abruption, Anne feels panic creep in as she realizes the situation tell her that her baby is in serious distress and may not survive without an emergency procedure. Leela is devastated, imagining the worst and clinging to the hope that her child will pull through. The air in the room is thick with tension as the medical team moves quickly, preparing her for the possibility of an emergency C-section. Joel's desperate search for Cleo. As Leela's birth drama unfolds, Joel is deep in his search for Cleo. Driven by an unshakable sense of urgency, he reaches out to every mutual friend, every place she might have gone, but no one has seen her. Joel goes to Cleo's mother, Mara, pleading for help. But Mara has her own reasons for withholding information, fearing Joel might reopen old wounds for Cleo. She tells Joel that Cleo simply needs time to heal and find her own path, but Joel can't shake the nagging feeling that something is deeply wrong. Finally, Joel's search brings him to a support group meeting in a neighboring town, where he discovers that Cleo was there only days earlier. One of the attendees recalls seeing her, disheveled, looking as though she hadn't slept in days, and desperate for guidance. The information sends Joel into a whirlwind of worry. He's more certain than ever that Cleo is in trouble. With each step of the journey, he blames himself, wondering if he could have done more to keep her safe or to be there when she needed him most. A heart-wrenching decision. Back at the hospital, Leela is given a gut-wrenching choice by her doctors. They need to act fast to save her life, but there's a risk it could harm the baby. Leela, who has already lost so much, is horrified at the thought of losing this child. Steve stands by her, doing his best to reassure her. But she feels completely alone in that moment, lost in a sea of impossible choices. The hospital staff urges her to think practically, but Leela's mind is clouded by emotions. She thinks of her past mistakes and wonders if she's being punished, her heart breaking as she contemplates the possibility of not seeing her child grow up. Finally, with tears streaming down her face, she gives the doctors permission to proceed with the surgery, hoping against hope that she'll meet her baby on the other side. Joel finds Cleo. At last, Joel's search pays off when he finds Cleo at a secluded spot by the riverbank, looking out over the water with a distant expression. She's visibly drained, her face pale, and Joel realizes just how far Cleo has fallen into her struggles without him realizing. Cleo confides that she felt overwhelmed by the memories of their relationship and the ways they hurt each other. She speaks of her need to escape, to disappear and start fresh somewhere far away from Hollyoaks. Joel, heartbroken, listens as Cleo explains that she didn't believe she deserved love, that she was always afraid of letting him down. In a moment of raw vulnerability, Joel tells her he doesn't care about the past, that all he wants is to help her, to see her safe and well. He begs her to come back to Hollyoaks with him, promising that they'll find a way forward together, no matter the scars they carry. A new life amid heartbreak. As Joel and Cleo embrace, promising to take things one step at a time, they're interrupted by a phone call from Steve, who tells them the news. Leela has delivered her baby. She's alive, but she's fighting to recover after the complicated birth. Joel, knowing Leela needs support, hurries to the hospital, with Cleo reluctantly by his side. The two arrive to find Leela in a fragile but hopeful state, gazing down at her newborn with teary eyes. Steve fills them in, his voice breaking as he describes how close they came to losing both Leela and the baby. Joel squeezes Leela's hand, promising her that she's not alone in this journey, and that they'll all be there for her and the new baby. With Leela's strength, Joel's newfound hope, and Cleo's quiet resilience, the friends and family of Hollyoaks are left forever changed, bound by the trials they face together. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our Hollyoaks Update YouTube channel for more update news.